It's been a long day. And it's never safe here at night, so, keep a sword out. If it doesn't deter people, at least make sure you're ready for them.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I also killed a man earlier today with his own arm, so we should be good for a while.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were joking or not. Is this,
No.
That's real?
Yeah.
Good God. Well, alrighty. You guys walk for about 15 more minutes trying to make idle conversation. He finally arrives at his door. He's like, well, this is me. I appreciate all that you've done, and thank you for the story. By the way, we looked into it a little bit more, and there's a few missing pieces from that bit. The orc encampment, it exists, and there was a breakout, but supposedly they got the guy, and he died there, which is interesting. So there's conflicting stories. It just means more investigation and that kind of thing, and, we might be coming to get you. Is there an address or something that I should forward over to my second?
Yeah, sure. Do you have like a pen and paper inside? We can just
I can. He
handle this.
starts to pull out like some of the scrolls he has tucked under his arm. And where might I find you?
Where are we staying again? I don't remember. Blades and
Blazing
Stars.
Stars.
But Oliver would say that.
It doesn't need the address anyway.
He
No,
boxes it. He kind of turns. He's like, oh, thanks.
he's going
I'm
somewhere
gonna-
else. It's okay.
Shake his hand.
He shakes your hand. Thank you.
I tighten the grip, put the hand on his shoulder, and I go, no, I genuinely appreciate this. And then I headbutt him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit. So
I love
you
how it was with your blood
you
dice,
I do
too.
too.
smash into him, and he just like hits against the door and falls
And
down.
I hold him, and then I'm going to take him inside.
Okay.
I'm going to find his den or wherever that is.
Yes, he's in his den. You find like a modest living quarters. There's like notes and everywhere strewn without. There's coffee cups that haven't been like washed in what looks like
I feel like
months.
Yeah, that's
magic
nice. I'm starting a
forensics
fire.
would be-
Okay, so you lay him down and you begin to start a fire.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use the note that he wrote down the address to make sure no one finds it, and then I'm going to burn his house down with him inside it.
Okay, so
It was an accident.
That's awfully.
He fell
alrighty,
asleep with a cigarette or something. I don't know.
setting up all like the logs and whatnot.
How you gonna differ?
You begin to start the fire. The fire slowly spreads. You walk out of the residence. As you leave, you kind of check to make sure that no one else is like around. Like I assume you would. Go ahead and looking left and right. There are some people in the street, but none of them seem to be minding you. You walk out. Are you sticking around to watch it go up just to make
Oh,
sure?
I'm not an arsonist. I'm not an animal.
Okay.
I'm just going to.
You just walk away?
I'm just going to let it go.
You do.
Just a sociopath, that's
as you're
all.
running away, you do.
I'm not running. I'm just.
You just walk down.
He's
Why what he was telling me doesn't match up with what I know.
So, is there any action you want to take to find that out?
I guess I will try and look for records myself.
Okay.
And then whatever he needs, because we're kind of a traveling band. So,
I'm definitely working on finishing the contract.
yeah, the
the
bros.
boys.
The voice.
The boys.
Using the ability of your talent for scaring people into information, and the added bonus of having Oliver in the standby in case that doesn't work out, you guys are able to basically hunt down old records leading back to a fort outside of Baldur's Gate. I won't bore you with the details of transition, but you will end up at a certain tower that is actually located on the water of the Kyanthar River. So, going back there, you look at records of possible areas where that are nearby an orcish encampment. You're able to, with your high of a roll, discern where that encampment ends, and you can also get a full manifest of the soldiers that are either being cared for there or who are working. After analyzing the lists, you determine conclusively Oliver Closeoff is not a name on there.
Okay.
So, with this, the gentleman who's assisting you, the guard who's essentially giving you this to you, is like, if your name's not on there, then it could be for a number of different reasons. It could be for political reasons. Sometimes they shroud the names of people. That was the plan with older Ravengard before he went to El Terrell, let people know that he wasn't traveling, and then when he came in, he was there. That way we would hide against assassins. If the gentleman you're looking for is not politically charged in any way, sometimes they do that with criminals of different sort.
No, I was a jailer there. I wasn't a criminal. I was making.
This was you.
Yeah, I'm not. I was there. I'm not on the list.
I don't know what to tell you. They're not always accurate. Sometimes they leave people out. You know, you leave something to a person to do, and you get
Yeah.
certain error.
People make mistakes, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't ask for much. Why is this so important to you?
talked to someone and their story didn't add up back to me. I tried to talk to them about something I knew. They came back to me with information that was different, and now I want to know why.
Where do we go from here? What's the next step?
I don't know. If you got things you need to handle, let's do that. I need to think about things.
Well, I'm just trying to synergize here, if you will. If we can line up our views and end up in the same place at the right times, then
Okay,
we
well,
can.
do you remember anything about an orc prison being overrun and them being released?
Not that I can say. I mean, you haven't told me much about where.
Yeah, well,
You
I
came
was
from.
there, and I helped release all the orcs, and then I got stabbed and thought I was going to die, and then I was told that, well, nothing actually happened like that. Like, it did, but it didn't.
So you don't care for the credit. You care for the validation.
No, I just want to know what actually happened then, because if I'm the one, I was the one who was releasing all the orcs, and then that's not what I'm being told is, so things aren't adding up.
Do you remember your childhood at all?
I mean, as much as anyone else. I mean, there's thoughts here and there, and
When I met you,
Yeah.
how long had you been in Baldur's Gate?
not long. I came in with Rowan,
With who?
with her. No, I was with her on the way in, and we had found a knight who was a hell rider, one of those guys who was trying to kill a monk, and I was like, hold on, this doesn't feel right, and she tried to attack him, and
I remember that. That was
Yeah.
quite the show.
yeah.
But before that, like, I'm sure we'll press this another time, but
You guys are
yeah.
walking through the city as this is happening. You leave Worms Rock, the basic encampment that you guys were at. You pass into the Twin Songs, past the South Foot. You get to about Whitekeep when a couple of gentlemen dressed in similar colors but very different styles to Zarin approach you guys from the other side. They're like, well, look at this bit. This man looks like he's made completely out of muscle and zero brain. And here, we have someone made completely out of brain but no muscle.
No,
Is there an
it
issue?
doesn't.
They laugh at each other. He's like, good man. Sir, you with the large sword. How much do you typically cost per night?
Like-
are we referring to finishing a job or carrying out a job?
Or the oldest profession in the book.
Precisely.
We are talking about finishing a job, of course.
So I gotta whack a guy, off a guy, whack off a guy.
It's kind of the real question is, despite possible circumstance, would you be okay with it either way? Because I don't know what he's saying here.
Well, then allow me to be transparent. This is 15 golds. Now, would you be able to escort a person for 15 gold wherever I asked them to be?
I'm
For
sure.
15 gold, I'll escort you all night.
Okay.
This is yours then, 15 gold.
Okay.
You take the commission, you take the contract, yes?
Do you have a problem with it?
You're your own man.
I'm
Excellent.
still trying to figure out if Sarah
Your
can
job
go
is to
with
take
her.
Mr. Zarin Mayan
Yeah.
to a small little place outside Little Kalimshan by noon today.
Apparently, I'm
never-
escorting you.
Well,
I grab a scruff of his shirt. Let's go.
You're going to the Oasis Theater. Be prompt. You're looking for a family member. You'll know when you see him.
Why are you struggling? Why are you running?
Why are you running?
look. You tell me why you're running. I'll tell you why I'm running. We'll find out. You'll find out. Don't even worry about it.
I'm trying to start over.
I
don't
didn't
know
say
what-
anything. It's okay.
Okay. To the theater.
Someone walks in. They're like, "Welcome to the Oasis Theater. How might I?" Well, that's clever. You should do that. Bit.
But I'm like laying down behind him because he's still dragging me.
So- You know this guy?
I do not. Should I?
Apparently, we're
Yeah, you
supposed-
should.
Apparently, he knows you, and I'm not a ventriloquist, so.
I've never seen this man in my life. I'm Jonas Goodnight. Who is this man?
Zarin. Theron Mayan.
Zarin Mayan. I do, in fact, know this man, but have not yet met him. I believe it's Fenric, I believe, who's waiting for you. He's waiting for you in the dressing rooms around the stage. You're welcome to go in. I
He usually
serve
is.
at the Mayan's pleasure.
All right.
You walk into that dressing room. And you see kind of like little candles kind of set up. You see a gentleman, looks to be in about his like late 40s, early 50s. You know this guy.
Yeah.
He's got slicked back hair, a widow's peak that's sort of receding a little bit. He's dressed in very fine purple noble clothes, different style, but same general colors as yours.
Right.
He looks over. He says, "Hello, son."
I thought we agreed this was all over.
We agreed. We agreed. We had an agreement. We spoke, but can an old man just check on his son once in a while?
He could. I feel like you coming out to me might actually show that you're checking, not sending someone else.
Wanted to be sure that I could see you. This isn't, strictly speaking, just me being a good father. More
Look, if
of-
it's business, just say it's business.
It's not business. It's not business. I just have a couple questions. There's a couple things I wanted to ask you about. I thought maybe we could sit, have a chat.
I'll cooperate.
Do you want to sit down? He sits down. He's like, "Sir, this is a moment that I'm having with my son."
That's cute. You want me to leave or you want me to stay?
He's staying.
Okay.
Listen, even if he heard it, he wouldn't absorb it nearly enough. It's okay.
Is that true?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty expensive.
Wait, what?
He puts down a single, it looks like silver at first, but it looks to be a platinum. He says, he like throws it, slides it down there. It's like, "That's your silence." Bought, paid, signed, sealed, delivered.
I'm yours.
Nah, something don't feel right about this. And I kind of, I guess, throw it back to him. I'm like, nah.
Okay, that's fine. Zarin, there's opportunity in this city. Now, when you said that you wanted to go your own way, I respected that. I said, let him do what he wants. He's well off enough, he's a noble, he'll find some poor girl out in the streets and they'll run away together. Then you said you wanted to compete, and I thought, well, if this were a butchery, then I would say, fine, just set up shop across town. But in the line of work that we do, it's not exactly, strictly speaking.
I don't know if I'd consider this competition. It's more of my own independent act to accrue necessary means.
Yeah?
It's all for a larger purpose.
And your crew, you're working for Zaj?
Not for, but with.
With. Well, that puts a damper on things because Zaj isn't on my payroll. He's not on Nine Fingers' payroll.
Then
In fact,
whose?
apparently, he's just owned by the Flaming Fist. So I came here to ask, are you now a fully fledged member of the Flaming Fist?
Never. I walk a line right in between.
I'm tucking my badge into like.
Right. So what's this about? I wanted to hear it from you.
Well, you know, sometimes fate puts people in places in your life that really lead you somewhere you never thought you'd be. And let's just say I've made some deals that kind of put me on my path.
Anyone I know about? I can always help. I know you want to do this on your own, but I can always help. You're a Mayan. When your name gets raised, mine gets raised too.
I believe that was the purpose, but I'm not sure. I mean, if I tell you what I did, if I tell you where I am, you swear complete secrecy. I know it's been a while.
Anything that I know, Amar's gonna know too, but it stays inside the family. I guess this guy counts too, since he's can't be bought, which is an interesting thing and an interesting theme I'm seeing here. So,
It was never about. Well, exactly. I'm just gonna show him the loot first.
you show him he's like, that's very fine, but
I'm just gonna start playing it and cast. I don't know, just something. I guess friends,
Okay.
and then hopefully, just he'll take notice of
Sure.
the way it looks and everything, the way
He
it
like
casts.
touches it, and by proxy is activated by the touch part of the spell. As you kind of play it, he kind of seems mesmerized a little by it. He says, "That's some loot. I thought you a minstrel for a moment there, but it appears not.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing with such interesting artifacts?"
Well, the main goal was to, be the best, perform the best. But
Sure.
I mean, I think I've gotten myself caught up in a lot more. I'm selling people's souls. I've spoken to devils to get what I need, but I'm not sure what that's left me. Not figuratively. I'm not sure if this is really what I wanted to be when I left.
I don't know what to say. If I take you at your word, then son, we don't always operate with inside the law. We've hurt people.
But how big is the law?
You're crossing bigger lines. You wanted to be the best. You're playing on a much bigger set. But when you up the stakes like this, you start taking into account who's going to come calling for debts to be paid. And one day you're going to find yourself up against a wall, if you're not careful, with someone who's going to be bigger and badder than you are.
That's kind of why I'm
Yeah,
here.
but
And
I think he means in a more overall sense. Maybe
What?
thematically.
I'm sorry, I was drifting in and out.
That's okay.
I didn't even need to pay him. Apparently his focus goes everywhere.
A lot on my mind. I'm sorry.
Okay. Carry on. Now, look, if you're in trouble, if you need help, we have muscle. If you need things.
I just need you to know. That's all. I need to finish this contract, and I want to promise you and everyone it's my last deal. But know this. The business won't last either.
Everyone wants to get out. That's the goal, right? You go in, so you go out. Things are getting tumultuous, and opportunity is too good to pass up right now. A lot of new faces in Baldur's Gate who don't know how to protect themselves. I can't not take that opportunity. Your mother and I cannot not take that opportunity. But for you, you are my only son. You are my first son. And so you will always be a part of this family in one way or another.
Then you would understand what it means to me to leave these people be. They were never meant to be here through all this.
Your uncle had a business, money lending. He would start out with small loans to students who were trying to get into Candlekeep. And every year when they couldn't make semester, he would always offer them more and more money, so they would have to take it. And when they couldn't afford, eventually he would take something that was even more valuable than the money back. He would have them do favors. Just be aware, when people are making deals with you, there's the ones where they stand to benefit, and those where it seems like it's too good to be true. And that's when you know you're the one selling yourself. He stands up, he says, "I love you, my son. Please consider coming home before all this is over."
I will never leave home totally. I will always be here. I'll be back.
He taps you on the shoulder, he walks up to you. "Maybe you'll do it anyway, but take care of my son." And he walks out. "And what is your name?"
Oliver Closeoff.
He kind of chuckles.
Why does everyone laugh?
Because
Maybe it just reminds me
know-
of someone.
Oh God.
And he walks on out.
wait, one last question.
He kind of turns.
If it comes down to it, would you choose me or the city? Your power? Just know, I will come something will become between us, and I may not identify with what we have now.
He walks over to you. He takes out his hand for you to take. Places a hand on top of it. My son, in that situation, I wouldn't have to choose.
Thank you.
This is the way it must be. Go to a place where no one else can see.
Okay. Sorry, that was me. Just kind of like nods, so just okay.
You guys, you exit. You're able to. It takes you some time, but out of the upper city, you finally find like a small little like patch of grass. No one else is around.
I just saw the bird.
Yeah, you still have the bird.
Okay, cool.
It stays with you. It actually goes onto your shoulder.
Aw.
You go to this part as the sun is kind of setting behind Baldur's Gate, where your shadows are like cast over this long, grassy hill that overlooks the Kyanthar River.
Okay.
And you hear the voice come from this dove once more, and it says, "I can never tell you lies. Turn your back to me and avert your eyes."
Merritt puts her finger up so the bird can hop down, puts it on a perch, and turns her. I mean, I do think she hesitates a second, but turns her back to it.
Okay. After that, you notice the shadow, your shadow, and then you notice this large, overarching shadow that has a humanoid form, but is large and has two wings emerge from it.
Can I do a perception check? Can I like look at the shadow to try to? Never mind. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Fuck it. It's fine. Sorry.
You are Merritt, the sorcerer of the Dawnfather, denied by family, but received at altar. You, true of heart, swift and brave, that I should hope to ask you save. My charm whose my heavenly call dances damnably close to a bitter fall. You'll know him by his might, where stones run red. His sword the warning to all fiends who tread. He is bound in chains by word and deed, and to death's away from abandoning his creed.
2 deaths away.
You must go where I cannot, and you feel a hand on your shoulder. Slay these devils and foil this plot.
Dawn Father specifically?
You hear what
Okay,
it said
yeah,
before.
yeah.
I'll go ahead and repeat it. It says, "You are Merritt, the sorcerer of Dawnfather, denied by family, but received at altar." You get that he's talking about you,
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
knows who you are.
Yeah.
Again, this heavenly voice speaks again. The hosts above exclaim their decree. Until awake, his fate is forged by hands unseen.
And you said there's a hand on my shoulder?
Yeah,
Merritt tries to reach up to that hand.
you are able to touch it. It is warm. You can look at the hand very briefly. It is a pale whitish blue.
Okay. I don't think she says anything or turns around. She just... No, she squeezes on the hand.
Okay. You hear the voice reply, the answers all I cannot speak to say. Edict demands this be the way. The hand removes, and you hear a bounding of wings. And you are alone. Time passes. Eventually night falls. You see the majority of the guard that typically stands by in the day leave. You see the oil lanterns lit around the Van Thamper villa, and night has come. You guys are outside the wall. You can kind of peek in and see the guard kind of moving through. If anyone wants to go ahead, I'm saying y'all a lot. If anyone wants to go enter in, they need to make a stealth check to go ahead and make it to that door.
Well, I was just hoping it might open. You know, always check the head.
Try before you pry.
Try
That's how
before,
you-
yeah. So I'm gonna do my best to sneak through and check for any entrances, alternative
Okay,
entrances.
so you're gonna go up to, you're entering into the villa?
Well, I want to check first and make sure there's no one like. Did you put these here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is essentially a guard that is stationed, and they all move at one point or another. You make
20,
your
no,
way
21.
all the
I
way
can't do math.
over here, unseen, it appears by everyone.
Okay. What? Can I look inside?
I'm sorry?
Can I look inside and see like if there's any alternative? Like, can I see anything going on inside? Do the windows seem to open?
You try it. It is locked.
Okay. I'm gonna look back to the group to see if any of them are looking, and see if they want me to do anything. I mean, do you guys make any notes or anything? I don't know what to do at this point. I'm just kind of.
We have to get inside.
Yeah, I mean, try the other door. There's got to be a door somewhere.
I guess I'll go for the
You
main
tried a
door
window,
then.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you never know.
Through the window. Through the wall.
You go ahead.
But we
and
might
go
just
in.
have to.
Door is open. You enter it.
Okay.
Oh, well, let me tell you about what you see.
Oh, okay.
You enter into a foyer. Apart from the main entrance, this room has 2 exits. A plaster shelf is lined with ornate vases. That circle the room at the height of 9 feet. Spread across the flagstone floor is a 10-foot wide, 15-foot long rug of exquisite design depicting a royal coronation. There are 2 tapestries that hanging on the walls to depict a dragon flying over a ship and pilgrims on camels, respectively.
Okay. Are there any platforms like up above? Is there anything that's tall enough that I could probably hide on top of it and not be seen?
The only thing that's in this sort of foyer are these little things that are holding up the vases and whatnot.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like it's a place where you can like sit on. I mean, you're gonna look like an oversized elf on the shelf. So you're
Okay.
staying on brand for Christmas.
I'm gonna try to signal everyone through to where I am.
Okay.
Okay, so you get the wave. She makes it halfway across, and you guys hear, "Stop right there!"
Mara
Everybody
just
roll
looks
for
over
initiative.
her shoulder.
And Ray's
Initiative?
like, "We knew this was gonna happen eventually."
Four
Go ahead and
initiatives.
everybody roll initiative.
That is going to be
16 plus a
5,
lot.
so 21 to hit.
And damage?
Damage, D8,
Go for it.
6.
Okay, he is dead.
God.
As he runs away, Rhea cuts him down. He's like, "We have to get inside the house, otherwise they're going to know we're here."
I think they already know we're here.
Oh yeah.
This guy's missing a
Good
sword.
stuff.